Hello everyone, this video is not sponsored. I bought this Mattel Brick Shop 1994 Audi RS2 Avant for $20 US on Amazon. It comes with 253 pieces, includes the little 1/64th scale, just regular Hot Wheels diecast, which looks great. As far as I know, they always change the proportions just slightly when they're making these toys, but this one really captures the essence of the car quite well, so I'm happy about that. I don't think there's anything too special about it as far as like its level of complexity or its rarity or anything like that. But I think that this car, the main thing that I'm paying for here, does not look as good as the little diecast. This one's supposed to be 1/32nd scale. It's pretty close to it. But as I mentioned when this was first announced and I looked at the pictures of it, it looks too blocky on the front, to which many people often automatically and immediately say, well, Jang, it's made from bricks. Of course it's going to be blocky, you doofus. But here's the thing. So much of this car is designed, and the upper surface of it, the outer surface of it, is designed with specialized parts, that there's no excuse for that. You can't make that argument. When this corner piece right here is a very specialized part, they have a mirrored part over here. They've got a specialized part used for the hood or the bonnet, specialized part used for the windscreen, part that I personally haven't seen before, used for each of the mirrors. Yeah. Specialized part that I personally haven't seen before used down here for this little corner thing. So many things about the shaping of this are using specialized parts. And I'll come back to that point in just a minute. I know that that's a point of contention as well. But because of that, as far as I'm concerned, there's no excuse for not capturing the design of the front end. Because this to me looks too much like, if I look at just that, honestly, that looks like a Volvo 850. That's what that looks like to me. Definitely so Volvo. It's just too squarish, way too squarish compared to the real thing that we're supposed to be representing here. This is not a blocky car. Yes, it's a wagon. No, it's not from the 80s. It's from the 90s. Everything else about this looks good. Looks really good. Now, it does. You can see kind of these cutaways for the door hinges, and that's because this is their first car to have 4 opening doors, and that's actually, I mean, it's done pretty nicely. They went pretty low profile there. They actually do have prints on the side view mirrors, which is nice. This is the first car, and I know this because they said so in the instructions. First car that they've done that has a custom designed rear windscreen piece just for it, which includes the, what do you call it? D-pillars? Yeah, D-pillars. And the hips, the top of the shoulders back here, all that comes together as one piece with the glass pre-installed. That's also printed right there. You got print on the side, print in the middle piece, printed down here. Pretty nice stuff. I mean, the rear end looks darn near perfect. I like how they did the spoiler up here. The roof rack adapters are done nicely. The wheels look nice with their good amount of shine to them. There's no engine detail underneath here or anything. The front end of this, if you just look at it straight on, looks great to me as well. It's just, yeah, those shapes, that's 100% Volvo right there. 850 or even S70, first gen S70, honestly. Looking on the inside of this thing, more printage is used. You can see for the console over there, I've got the wheel has just turned itself upside down, but let's see if you can see the dashboard. Yeah, you can see just a little bit. Another printed piece right there. Again, you can open all of these up, but it is a bit tight inside of there. The size of this compared to what you might be used to for a modern car of roughly this size, it's actually a little bit smaller. So the scale here is slightly smaller. And so as a result, if you try to put, let's say, a random minifigure in there, it's a little bit difficult. So yeah, I'm not able to close this down all the way. You got to remove some parts, do a little bit of customization if you want to make this work. Now, nowhere do they say that these vehicles are intended to be compatible with some other brand's figures, but obviously a lot of people, oops, I'll get that back soon. I'll just be bald for now. A lot of people are, oh, that's actually, let's try that real quick. Let's try that. A lot of people are going to want to, or maybe even just assume that they're going to be able to put one of these figures in there. They are just so common after all. If you lean this guy off to the side just a little bit to help with the clearance, oh boy, oh, it's tight. It's tight, but it's, Yeah, okay, there you go. I meant to do that. That was entirely intentional. Yes. So if your figure is bald, then it's going to fit if he just leans off to the side. Otherwise, you're going to need to remove a little bit of the roof structure there that just kind of holds the headboard together, or just adjust what's going on down below. Take the seat bottom out or something like that. But it's very, very close. A little bit of modification, you can get there. It would definitely be more difficult, require more modification to get people to sit in the back as well. This has some really interesting and nice pieces like this right here. I've never seen this piece. And look at that, 2 colors. It's actually printed in black really, really well too. Really good masking, like incredible masking on that piece. Almost completely seamless. I mean, if I wasn't looking for it, I would think that it's probably dual molded, but no, they actually did a good job there. However, what they haven't done a good job with here is color matching between the parts. This is a minor and persistent little bit of disappointment that I've seen on multiple cars now from this series. Specifically, this piece right here is very obvious, especially this piece right here. This 2x2 is very obvious. Oh, by the way, when you're building this, if you do get this, be aware that these pieces here, these 2x2s, which are tiles that are curved on one side, don't have the same curve as these 2x2s, which are more full curves. See, that whole thing is curved all the way down. It's more of an airfoil shape here. And then this 1x2 above has a steeper curve at the front of it. So this is really, the whole thing becomes a true airfoil shape. I wonder if they'll do planes eventually, but this uses the steeper piece. I made that mistake at first. Got the steeper piece here, and then the more shallow piece down here as well, just as far as curves are concerned. I can see a little bit of difference in color here as well. And these are intended to be collector sets. So things like that matter more than even for toys that are more made for kids. Obviously, plenty of kids can and will get these, probably already have, and will play with them. I mean, they roll, you build them relatively quickly. Like it's all good and stuff. But we do want to see good quality, especially for something that's going more towards the collector market. They've got the die-cast little plaque thing underneath, which you can remove and use as a keychain if you want. The tires, unfortunately, are only just one direction. They didn't give you 2 different versions of those, so it's going to not quite look right from side to side if you look from the underside, if you're worried about small details. And then they have the additional pieces because they always want to give you multiple options for these cars in this series. They got the brake heat extractor aero disc style wheels, which could really, really use just a little bit of panel lighting if you know what that is. Just something to bring out the detail in there. But it's nice to have the options. While I was changing to these, I had to stop here because I just want to say that that's not a bad look right there. I don't mind that at all, actually, just leaving it that way. If they just had something flat to go over this in dark, I could mess with that. I could also consider painting these here because I like that. Sorry, I like that dark look. I don't like that look there so much with this particular car. They also include a set of stickers, a pretty significant set of stickers, which is car specific. And they give you suggestions for how to use those to make something that looks like more of a rally car. That's a really nice shot right there, but all the stickers are completely optional, and everything that you see here, as I've built it, is decorated with prints. Coming back to the topic of specialized molds, and I really should get in the habit of covering this much earlier in these videos, but I want to recognize that different people think different ways. Not everyone has the same opinion about anything, including specialized molds in brick-based vehicles. Some people very, very much like them and very, very much appreciate the extra effort that has gone into making specialized molds to make vehicles especially look better, or to make anything look better, to make things look more accurate to what they're supposed to represent. It's not supposed to be something that kind of sort of looks like a bricky, blocky RS2. It's supposed to be a 32nd scale RS2 that just happens to be made from parts that you can easily put together without needing any glue, without having to cut pieces, without having to paint stuff. It's like a much simpler model kit. that uses brick-based pieces. Again, this has 253 pieces, so it's not like it's made from 5 pieces that are just specialized, and you might as well get a plastic model kit. A lot of people like to immediately say, you might as well get a plastic model kit. That's the most ridiculous thing that you could possibly say in reference to this, because plastic model kit is going to take weeks to make. You have to paint every piece. You have to cut every piece. You have to trim every piece. You have to glue every piece. It's a completely different thing for a completely different market. But again, some people don't like to see those specialized parts. They want to see fewer different types of pieces, more common and reusable pieces used. I mean, this is reusable. Most of the stuff that's used here is reusable. Even this hood piece can be used on other cars. Technically, this windscreen can be used on other cars, but it's not going to be used for anything else. It's always going to be a windscreen of some sort. This rear one, though, this is really designed just for this one car, right? So that, there's definitely an argument against that. And I just want to acknowledge that not everybody feels the same way about that, and that's perfectly fine. So this is not for everyone. However, I just want to say one thing. The argument that a company like this has cheaped out or gone lazy and their designers are just all lazy is also a completely ridiculous argument that we don't even need to bring up. Obviously, it takes a lot of extra time to design whole entire molds, and a company has to invest a lot of additional money to build new molds that are specific, especially for a specific SKU, just one product. This probably isn't going to be used unless they do another RS2 at some point in a different color scheme or something. They're probably never going to use this mold again. That's a big loss. So the idea that this comes from laziness or being cheap is utterly ridiculous. And yeah, we just need to be reasonable about these things and just recognize, hey, if you don't like it, that's okay. If you do like it, great. I personally am good with variety. I like variety and I like accuracy. I just wish that this was more accurate in the front. Didn't look like my old 850 T5 because it really, really does right there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this was of some kind of value to you as a video, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.